If you're over 60, there are 5 things in your house that get fed into a shredder during a big clean-out. Every one of them is a document you're supposed to keep permanently. Here's the list, starting with the one people lose most often. This is for anyone clearing out papers, moving, downsizing, or just tired of looking at the filing cabinet. One thing before we start. What follows is general retention practice, not legal advice. Rules vary by state and by situation. So if you're not sure about a piece of paper, it doesn't go in the shredder. It goes in a pile you deal with later. Call it the verify pile. That pile is the whole method. Number 1 is your deed. The recorded deed is the document that says the house is yours. Next to it, you'll usually find a title insurance policy and a survey. Those 3 establish your legal claim and your original cost. They get shredded because they don't look important. A deed is often a plain photocopy on thin paper, stapled once, sitting in a folder with expired warranties and old junk mail. Keep them permanently, not 7 years. Permanently, or until the property sells and the tax side is fully settled. Here's what makes these different from everything else in the box. Shred a bank statement, and you can request another. Deeds are recorded with the county, so a copy can usually be pulled. The title policy and the survey often can't be replaced at all, and nobody finds that out until the week they need it. So the rule is simple. Anything with the word deed, title, survey, or plat on it goes in the verify pile. Ask your title company or your attorney later. That conversation takes 10 minutes. Replacing that paperwork can take months. The closing disclosure is the settlement statement from the day you bought the house. Older paperwork might call it a HUD-1. It shows what you actually paid, and that's where your cost basis starts. Cost basis is the number that decides whether you owe tax when the house sells. Here's the plain version. Take the sale price, subtract your basis, and the difference is your gain. A bigger basis means a smaller gain. Now, the receipts. When you put on a new roof, replaced the windows, or added a bathroom, those are capital improvements. They raise your basis. Repairs don't. Patching a leak is a repair. Replacing the whole roof is an improvement. So the shoebox in the garage isn't clutter. It's a financial record. Now the honest part, because you'll hear this oversold. This only saves you money if your gain is bigger than the capital gains exclusion. Plenty of people who sell a home owe nothing either way. That's not the point. A tax preparer can only run that math if the paper still exists. Shredding it doesn't cost you a refund. It costs you the option, permanently. These are kept indefinitely. Not because they're sentimental, though they are. Because they're the instructions. 2 things people get wrong here. The first is copies. For most estate paperwork, a photocopy isn't the same as the signed original. A copy of a will can raise questions the family then has to answer at the worst possible time. Keep the original, and make sure someone knows where it is. The second is the death certificate. Families usually order several certified copies after a death, use 2 or 3, and file the rest. Years later, that folder just looks like old paperwork about someone long gone, so it gets shredded. Then it's needed for a property transfer, or a claim, or a title question. And it has to be ordered from the state again. Certified copies aren't impossible to replace. They're slow, and they always come up when nobody has the time. Same rule as before. Verify pile, ask once, then decide. So that's the list. Now here's the turn. While all that paper is heading for the shredder, there's usually one thing in the house being carefully protected. The china cabinet, the formal dining set, the good furniture that's supposed to be worth something. In a lot of homes, That's the item that lost the most value. Dealers have a name for it: brown furniture. The dark mahogany and oak dining sets, sideboards and break fronts that filled American homes for 50 years. Ask an estate buyer what a full formal dining set brings today, and the answer tends to embarrass people. The big pieces are hit hardest because nobody has the room. The reason is simple. The people who would inherit it are buying smaller houses, and they don't want it. That's not a dip in taste. It has been going one direction for 20 years. Don't swing too far the other way. The top of the market has recovered in places, and a signed piece by a known maker is a different conversation. Get one current local quote before you decide it's treasure or trash. And while we're on the subject of numbers, you'll see a lot of this advice aimed at people over 60. Two patterns are worth knowing. The first is precise-sounding numbers with nothing behind them. If a video opens with an exact figure for how many items nobody in your family wants, go looking for the source. Often there's nothing there. The second is the promise to clear an entire home in 48 hours. That's packaging, not a method. Some of these decisions genuinely are fast. Sorting clothes is fast. Deciding what happens to a will, a deed, or a parent's photographs is not. Rushing, that is how the permanent mistakes happen. So here's what to actually do this week. 1. Before you shred anything, make the verify pile. Deed, title policy, survey, closing disclosure, improvement receipts, will, trust papers, death certificates. 2. Ask a tax preparer one question about the improvement receipts. Just one. Does my situation make these worth keeping? 3. For the furniture, get one current quote from a local auction house or estate buyer before you decide anything. 4. For everything else, try the move simulation. Go room to room and decide about each item as if you were moving next month. It's the fastest honest filter there is, and it doesn't make you throw out a single thing today. 5. Check current retention guidance with your own attorney or tax preparer, because state rules and personal situations vary. You don't need the rule for every piece of paper in the house. You just need to know which 5 you can't get back. Now you do. If this helped, or you know someone in the middle of a clean-out, passing it along could save them a real headache. I'd like to hear from you. What turned up in a clean-out that you almost threw out? Tell us in the comments. One last thing, AARP's Home and Community Preferences Survey found about 3/4 of older adults want to stay right where they are. If that's you, watch our video called 7 Smart Home Changes That Keep Seniors Out of Nursing Homes. Those changes matter more than the paperwork in this one.